Jessie be scrapbooking back with another process video. This one is a hop for Cityscrappers or Laura, and she hit 1,000 subbies. Yay! So she asked us to scrap something that brings us joy, and we can scrap lift her if we want, but we don't have to. So I am going to scrapbook these pictures here. These are two 4x4 pictures of my craft area, and this is what it looked like when I first started to record videos for YouTube. So it's a very big, huge mess. I have my curtains open, and just so you can see the huge mess that it is. And I'm going to be using my counterfeit kit for the month of November. And I am going to do a scrap lift, and this is the one that I'm going to be doing. I just think it's so cute. I love the little squares cut into triangles, and then it looks like a patchwork quilt. So I'm going to use that one. Instead of one picture, I'm going to have two. And yeah, so let's get going. Okay, so the first thing I do is I decide I want to do a mixed media background. And I am taking this piece of acetate, and I'm just using my paints. They're acrylic paint from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just painting right on top of this acetate, and I really like the effect it gives. So I'm just doing it kind of in rainbow order so I can get the red and then the yellow, and I'm mixing it in the middle. And then now I'm doing the green and then to the blue, and that's where I quit. I don't put any purple on it. And try and do it very messily, making sure you can see the strokes of the paintbrush. And yeah, I noticed that in the inspiration piece that I'm scrap lifting from Cityscrappers, Laura used had some mixed media in her background, and so that's where I got this inspiration from. So here's my piece of paper. I'm just taking it, smushing it down right on top of that acetate, and now there it is. And I'll save that piece of acetate and use it for something else. Okay, so here's my mess. I have my two pictures, and then I have two different size of squares that I was trying to decide which one I wanted, and I decided to go with the smaller 1-inch. And the 2-inch I think is what she used, and I really liked the way it looked, but my canvas is smaller, and my picture, I have two pictures instead of one, and so I wanted to make sure I was able to get quite a bit of patterns on here. So yeah, I went with the 1-inch, and now I put my pictures on there how I kind of want them to be. And now I'm going to just draw a line very lightly across between the pictures. So it's right in the middle of the pictures is where I want this pattern to go. And you don't see much of this mixed media in the end, but it does poke out the top and bottom, and I think it looks good. So I am roughing up the edges of all the triangles, and I like the way that looks. It gives it just that little bit more rustic look, and you don't have to worry about trying to make sure everything is lined up perfectly, because or it being cut completely straight, because actually after I cut the squares, I just used a pair of scissors and cut them all into triangles, just from corner to corner, and so they're not the perfect shape or perfect cut smoothest cut. Some of them are off a little bit. So roughing up the edges makes that, you can't tell. Alright, I sped this up, as you notice, really, really fast because I wanted to leave it in, but the video was getting pretty long, so I decided just to speed it up real fast, and then I ended up cutting part of it out anyway, of me gluing it all down. But you could see how I was kind of figuring out how I was laying it, and then I wasn't putting any, what you call it, squares, triangles, behind where the pictures were going to be. I didn't want to waste my product back there when you can't even see it. So I'm adding both pictures up onto some foam, and I'll actually end up coming in and moving some of this foam because they are going to overlap each other, but it moves pretty easy. So here's where I decided that I needed to move a little bit. And then I'm going to hook the two pictures together. And this whole layout actually kind of ended up looking a little messy to me. And the colors work well with the picture, like almost too well. And it all kind of blends in together. But it's okay because it's a part of my story that I wanted told, and I've got it told, and I absolutely love the pattern background. I'm going to have to do this again, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm going to take and fussy cut some of these florals out of this paper. I absolutely love this paper for this. And so I'm cutting, I cut a little blue flower out, the pink flower with the leaves, and then this pink flower by itself. And then I just cut out, I think, 2 batches of the leaves and get them all cut out. And this is not where they stay, but this is kind of where I thought they were going to go. But then I went into my Tim Holtz floral and butterfly die cuts, and I don't use any of the butterflies, but I punched out one of the florals into this circle and used it for a flare, and it's not going to stay there, but I really like it. And then I put that floral on the side, and I'm just moving things around to where I think it looks good. I put the blue flower up on top, and then put that one pink flower opposite of it. And now I'm going through the sticker book trying to decide what I want from it, and I'm going to put this one here, this little banner, and I'm going to pop it up onto some foam, and it's going to serve as my title. And now this little orange leaf, I decided to take off the white border around it, and I'm going to stick it over here, and then add a couple more leaves in the different clusters that I'm building up, almost like they're just falling behind. And then this little stripe here, she has an arrow in hers, and I wanted to kind of represent that little arrow. And then she has some journaling, and I'm not doing any journaling on mine, but I put this little banner here, and then add just a couple more little like washi tape stripes on it. And now I'm going to glue everything down. And as I'm gluing it down, I forgot to show you, I did matte both pictures. One is like a double matte offset in the mustard and the green, and then the other one I matted in that beautiful gold floral pattern paper. But for some reason, I think I deleted the footage of me doing that. So, but yeah, I just want to let you know I did do that. I decided to move this little flare up on top of the pictures where they joined each other, and then putting my title down, and it says do all the things, and that's just very appropriate when you're talking about your crafty space, and which is always a huge mess in my house, and yeah, my husband and children tease me about it. So I decided I wanted to bring in a little bit of stamping, and so this is a little bee, little, yeah, just a little buzzy bee flying around. That's why I didn't use any of the butterflies. I decided to go with this little bee, and I put it in 3 or 4 different spots. 4 different spots, I guess. And then I'm going to use this beautiful rose, but I don't want to use the whole rose. I just want to use the bloom, or so I only ink up the top of it, and I don't ink up the leaves and the stem, and it worked out really well. And the ink I'm using, I got at the where was it, Tuesday Morning, and it's an American Craft ink. And so I'm liking that. And now I want to bring in some word phrases and some sprinkly bits. So my word phrases I got from the Tim Holtz biology word phrase books. This is the one where it's like these are all a whole bunch of words out of different books. And I put 3 phrases down, and they say, all that I know, perfectly happy, and an artist's life I wanted. So I put those down as kind to represent that journaling that she has in hers. And now I'm just going to take a little bit of each one of these drill colors that I have in my counterfeit kit, and I'm going to sprinkle them in each cluster. And I think I'm trying to do it as random as I can. That's actually kind of hard for me because I want to put everything into patterns, but I think I did pretty good. I even got some where there's like 2 colors next to each other, which and I like it, but usually I wouldn't do that. So, but yeah, I think after I get these all on there, that this layout is done, and I really like the way it looks. Laura, you're amazing. I can't believe you hit 1,000. I'm so happy for you. I love your videos. You are one of the most amazing multi-layered scrappers I've ever watched, and you're a very good inspiration, and just congratulations. And this is a hop, so make sure you go and watch everybody else that is going to be hopping along and playing and celebrating with Cityscrapper. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. Bye!